this really cute build. It actually is for 2 players. It did really well on TikTok, so you guys seem to love it, so I thought I'd make a proper tutorial for it. And so without further ado, let's get started. But before we jump into it, I'm so excited to start that we have a sponsor for today's video. This is the Orchard MC, a brand new 1.20 Minecraft server that's releasing this weekend. If you're struggling to find people to play with like some of these guys in my comments, then the Orchard MC is the perfect solution. There's so many cool features, including some amazing custom wild gen and my personal favourite, the custom textures. There really is something for everyone, so join today for the opening at play.theorchardmc.com and use /freerank to trial their highest rank free for 5 days. So for this build, you will need these materials here. I will leave them up for a little second, pause if you need, and then let's get to the build. So to start off with this build, we're gonna start by breaking out the silhouette outlines of both the tulip and the wither rose. We're doing the tulip here to start with. Hopefully you guys can follow along block by block. I never know what the best way to show this is. I try to keep it at a slow, nice pace to follow. They're just such random shapes, so it's so difficult to put in every individual measurement. But hopefully this is clear enough. Let me know in the comments if it's ever not, because I want to make the best tutorials I possibly can for you guys, and obviously the best tutorials are the ones you can understand easily. So we're doing the wither rose now here. We're just making the basic silhouettes, and that'll help with us carving out the inside of the build as well. I do apologize for the audio in this video. It's super late as I'm recording this, but I've got to record it now, and so I've got to kind of talk quietly, but hopefully you guys can hear okay, hopefully. And so we're carving out the inside of the build now. For this build, we're actually going to go back 7 blocks. Along the bottom there, we will be going across 17, and then up the height of this build is actually 14 blocks, but that's including having the floor and the ceiling already removed. And then we're going to add in the floor like we are now. Gone for the birch floor again in this build. I just feel like it's a nice simple floor, it goes with everything. Especially with these 2-player builds, I just feel like that is the best choice, personally. Of course you guys can switch this up to your own personal preferences and things like that, but this is what we went for here. Once you've filled in the floor, we're then going to get onto the walls, and we're starting off by just filling in the entire walls with calcite. A little tip if you want to save resources, don't bother filling in the corners. I do for these builds just because I feel like it looks nicer, but there's absolutely no need really. And also you can definitely use slabs and stuff for the floor, so then you'll need half the amount of wood pretty much, which is super helpful when you're playing in survival. I know resources can be a real pain to get sometimes. So yeah, I have sped up little parts of this build. Mainly the parts I don't think are too significant. Obviously just pause the video where you need to catch up with things. But hopefully this should be okay. We're literally just filling in the walls with calcite for the minute. But as we are doing that, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on TikTok recently. It has been so lovely to see, and I'm just really glad you guys have been liking and enjoying the builds, and I really am trying to keep up with the demand for tutorials and stuff, but it's kind of hard for me to make more than one YouTube video in a week, so I kind of just have to pick which video is doing the best and most people want. I'm really sorry. I will try my best to keep up with it though. I am just in uni and still have a job, so that kind of sucks and gets in the way, that is all. After we have filled in all the walls though, we are going to texture the walls a little bit here. And for the texturing, I decided to use diorite and the polished diorite. I know people have controversial opinions on diorite. I honestly do not think it is the worst block in the world. I do have a texture pack on right now that does make it look a little bit nicer. It softens it up a little bit. I'm pretty sure that's from the Vanilla Tweaks texture pack. That's a really good texture pack, by the way. You can customize a lot of things with it. I totally recommend. I'm sure I will have something down in the description about it for you guys as well. But yeah, I don't think diorite is the worst block in the game, okay? I feel like there are worse blocks out there, and I feel like used correctly it can be quite nice, and mixed in with calcite like this I think looks super cool and just make things look a little bit nicer. And then we're going to fill in the ceiling as well, also with the birch. And then for this build we actually split it into 2 floors, just because I wanted to like have more practical things in this build, as you'll see later. And so we split the build across in 2. We've actually put that on like the 6th block up. So like there's 5 blocks in this thing, as you'll see. Like you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then we have the ceiling on top of that. And yeah, as you can see, I've also split the bottom floor into another 2 rooms. That's gonna be our 2 bedrooms. Actually, I just did that on like the very, not the middle of the whole build actually, it's the middle of the 2 flowers. You'll see when you build it what I mean, hopefully you saw from there. But so from that we're gonna start working on our interior, and we're starting off with the pink bedroom in the tulip side of the build. And so for this bedroom I kept it pretty simple. I feel like it turned out quite nice. I don't know, I'm not the best at interiors. I never feel like my interiors are any good, and I've really been trying to like work on them and try out new things and try and get inspired from like some other people as well. But so we have the 2 beds there, we surrounded that with some barrels for a little bit of storage as well. And I wanted to make use of the bookshelves, but also the chiseled bookshelves, the like newer block in the game. It's honestly probably not that new anymore. It still feels new to me, but I think it's pretty cool. You can like add in your own books and stuff. I do really like it. I wish it blended in better with the normal bookshelves. I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. Then we added in some more pink carpet as well. Can never go wrong with a little bit more pink and stuff. Adding in some candles and little bits and things as well. Be careful with the candles. I may or may not have set one of the builds on fire at one point because I misclicked the flint and steel. Don't do that, especially if you're in survival. That would be really, really tragic. Most of this build is flammable, so try not to do that. We're also adding in a grindstone and a stone cutter on top with some plants. I feel like they just make cool decorations if nothing else, but like they also have a practical use, which is nice. And then we're gonna make like this little wardrobe armor display with the cherry trapdoors. Trapdoors are such like an underrated block in the game, I won't lie. They have like so much more application than just a trapdoor. And so yeah, we're making like this little wardrobe display case thing, and we're putting in some dyed leather armor. Dyed leather armor is super easy to make, guys. So many people were asking me to take, like, how did I do that? And it's literally just a piece of dye and the armor. That's all it is. And we also added in one of the new pots and stuff, and you can put a heart on them. Who knew? Who knew? I think it looks super cute and I really liked it. And then you can put like the little pot inside the big pot, and then put a little planet in there, which I think is really nice. After that, that is our interior for the little pink bedroom complete. We're then gonna make the stairs. These stairs were a pain in the butt to build, I won't lie. They're really, really annoying. More annoying to get on camera at the right angles. So I have really tried my best here to show it as best as I can. But it was really difficult to show it in a good way because obviously it's like built into the wall. But basically what we are doing is just carving out where the stairs are going to be, and then also so we can like fill in the walls nicely again. And so there we go. With the change of angle you can kind of see we're going to go up and we're going to place like 3 stairs, like three high, like upwards, like stair then upstair then upstair, and then we level it off a little bit and then turn around the corner and then go up. You'll see in a bit. But yeah, this was a little bit of a struggle, I won't lie. I hope it translates across well enough, but honestly if it doesn't, you could totally just put a ladder in. You could totally make a easier staircase. there would be so many nice and easy ways around doing the stairs if you don't want to faff about with stairs, because for some reason I always would struggle with doing stairs in my builds. Like, stairs always just get in the way to me. And every time I've like tried to make a spiral staircase, it just like ends horribly. Just ends really, really horribly. But yeah, so the stairs are gonna be like too wide because we're just filling in the sides now, as you can see with the cow site. The stairs are gonna be too wide, so then they go up to this like flat landing. I don't know what you would call it. There is a word for that. It's like the midpoint of the stairs, and then when you turn around the corner, it's gonna be a 3 wide stair up into the top level of our floor. You'll see as we go, we're placing the stairs down across now. And then we dig out this bit of the floor here as well, and that's where the birch goes. And so we're actually going to go back another block into the build. You'll see in a second as we like carve it all out and stuff. I hope it makes sense and can be followed. But I wouldn't blame you if this part is a bit confusing, because I was just as confused as you guys. But yeah. It also sort of curves round into the other side of the build as well. We don't do that part until like a little later on. But so like they share the staircase that like turns into one staircase that goes up into the top. You see now, so we're building the 3 across. That then goes up into the top bit of our build. You will get a better angle when it's all sort of carved out. So this might be one of the ones where you like sort of, you watch the whole bit of the stairs and then sort of like go back and rewatch parts of it, because there we go, it's sort of easier to see the shape more now. So it's basically like 2 blocks on the left there, then 3 in the middle, which goes higher up, and then 2 on the right as well. It's gonna like mirror across, it's just like a mirror image of each other, if that makes sense. I hope so. Hopefully just watching this will be enough. I don't know if I can offer much better explanation. We're just basically replacing the stone that would be like on the sides of the build with the calcite, just to look a bit nicer and like be more on theme and stuff with the rest of the build. It's been really good lately to get back into making videos for you guys. I really enjoy it. It's really great. A lot of it's stressful at times because my uni, there's a lot going on and stuff, and I have a lot of projects and things. Like, we get to do stuff in Unity, which is like super cool, right? It's like the game engine and things. I don't know if it's the game engine. It's the thing you can build games in. But that's like really cool, and it's actually nowhere near as hard as you think, I won't lie. Maybe I'll be the next Minecraft developer. Maybe. But no, it's really fun. It's really fun and really good. But it's just, everything's like a lot of work. And takes a really long time to do. Like YouTube videos. And I've only got so much time in my day. But I'm really trying, and I'm like pushing myself to be as productive as I possibly can be. Because I want to be able to do it all, you know? I want to be able to make content and builds and stuff for you guys. But also not fail uni, because that's an expensive thing to fail in the UK. That's a pretty expensive thing to just ignore. So actually attending uni is kind of a priority at the minute, because I'm also in my 2nd year now, and like 2nd year actually counts towards my degree. First year didn't matter as much, right? In your first year of uni, or at least for my course, all I had to do was pass first year. None of my grades actually like counted towards my final degree and like the grade I get. Whereas now it does, not massively, but like enough to matter. So we've got to be putting in the work and things like that. Hopefully with the lighting now actually on this build, you can kind of see that shape a bit better, and you're going to see now where we like go back down into the other side of our build. I'm really hoping you guys were able to follow along with this. I feel like I might be getting some comments about this was too difficult, which honestly I can understand that, and I apologize in advance to those people who comment that. I'm sorry, I just could not find a better way to film this at all. I really was trying for ages to like find the best angles and stuff, but like it was just not working at all. It just was not gonna happen. So I mean, if in doubt, just add a ladder. That would also work quite nicely and would be a much simpler way to do it. Also just, yeah, adding in lanterns and texturing as we go along, just to make our lives easier a little bit and keep everything really cohesive and nice. Well, that's the idea anyway. And then once we have all the stairs finished, we will go into our second bedroom. So this one is like the darker black themed bedroom. We're gonna add in some bookshelves to begin with as well, and then some barrels on the side. I didn't want to just replicate exactly the same thing as I did for the pink bedroom, because I wanted them to be like, I wanted them to have a similar style obviously, but I didn't just want them to be the same because I thought that'd be like super boring. And so we've actually added in like this little farm bit on top. I don't know why, like the black stone and everything, it gives me nether vibes. Well, I mean it's from the nether, so that makes sense. But that's why I added in the soul sand there, so we can actually have a little like nether wart farm on top, which I thought was cute. And then I added in a brewing stand as well, just because, you know, that makes sense to me. There is a wither skull there, which might be a little tricky to get in survival. Maybe. Might have to forgo that one. I wouldn't hold it against you if you couldn't get the wither skulls, so don't worry. The wither roses as well are not like the easiest thing to get, but at the same time I feel like most people will kill the wither at some point, so just like spawn in some chickens before you do that. And you'll have yourself like a billion wither roses. And it'll be a-okay. So that is all good. On the other side of this bedroom, we're gonna add in like one of those armor displays as well. I just did a singular one for this, and I did put a full suit of netherite in. Could always use black dyed armor if you wanted to. It would give like the exact same vibe, really, just a lot cheaper. So that's up to you. And then I made these little shelves with trapdoors just to fill out the space a little bit nicer. But then on to the upstairs. For the upstairs, I did want to make it like a little bit more practical, I won't lie. I didn't want it to be like completely useless, because I mean I do appreciate these builds. Some of them are pretty cool that have like the really nicely designed kitchens and stuff, but in reality, how often are you gonna use that? This is the storage we've set up here, and then we're gonna add in some lanterns and stuff as well, and then just decorate a little bit, because I mean a little bit of decoration never hurt anyone. Makes it a little bit cuter. I love the spore blossoms personally. For the black side, we're adding in some black carpet there, and then I added in some glowberries as well, also one of my favourite additions to the game. I also wanted to add in a little item frame. We added in some lanterns down the top as well, and I just put some banners around them to give that nice effect again, because a lot of people seem to like that. And then just on this back wall here, I'm gonna add in some more like shelves using the trapdoors. And we actually do use some more item frames. I feel like I forget item frames exist, to be honest, but they do actually make for good decoration sometimes, and I actually really like how this little shelving area turned out with the like brewing stand and everything. And we also add a little amethyst shard on top, which I just think ties it all in really nicely. I don't know, I'm just a big fan of the shelves for some reason of this build. And then in the other corner, we're gonna build this enchanting area, which, if I've done it right, which I think I have, this will actually be a level 30 enchanting room. Even though it's not like, you know, the 5x5, I think it is still level 30. It was when I tested it last, and I don't think I changed anything. So yeah, that one should be okay. And then we decorated a little bit with the amethyst shards and some pots and plants and stuff. Also decided to add in an anvil as well. Just even more practical, you know, and it kind of makes sense in an enchanting room. And then we put an enchanted book up on the wall as well. I'm so sorry, I'm losing my voice now at the end of the video. It's because I'm having to like whisper and stuff as I do this. It's like really straining. But we add in some carpet and then we are done with the interior. So for the exterior of this build, we are just filling in what we've already done with glass, and I'm making sure to add in a door on top as well. That is super important. I used a mixture of the green glass and the lime glass for like the stems. I just really like the contrast, to be honest with you all. I like it a lot. You definitely don't have to. Some people might prefer a brighter build, some people more muted, so that's totally personal preference. And so then we're filling in the top bit as well with the pink glass. And then onto the wither rose, I chose to just use a spruce door for this. A dark oak one might have looked nice as well, but everything else was sort of spruce in the build, so I kind of wanted to keep that common theme going. And yeah, similarly, just filling in with the green and the lime. And then once we've got to like the top of the flower, we're going to use black and also the dark grey glass, which might be a little bit difficult to see, but like all this bottom bit is just filled in with black glass. And then there's ever so slightly lighter patches like there and on the top of the grey, just because that's what the actual like texture of the flower looks like when you look at it in like the item menu. And then for the outside, I'm just going to texture the wall a little bit with andesite. This bit's totally optional, but I just think it makes the wall look a little less boring and plain and a little bit more interesting. I did speed the most of this up because it's not super important, especially not to follow block by block. This is more just doing it to your own style and taste, and I added in some buttons as well just because it adds a bit of depth. We're also going to add some leaves and stuff around the outside of our build, which I always think looks super nice, and just the overgrown vibes. The overgrown vibes is nice, in my opinion. I'm going to make a path as well that points to each other. It's like a V shape. And so we're using the path block podzol and coarse dirt for it. Just because I think the mixture always looks nicer than just like one block on its own, you know? And then of course we need some more foliage and plants and leaves and stuff around the place. For this I used lilacs and petals, as well as some more wither roses, so you definitely don't have to. There's just no other black flowers in the game, so that is why I've used them, and also that is what the build actually is. Although I haven't put tulips on the floor, I've just realised. Could definitely add some tulips to this build, that would make a lot of sense, but that is it for this build today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope this was really helpful for you all. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. I will see you next time. Bye!